Namaste, everyone. Let me take this opportunity to wish all of you a warm welcome to the workshop today. Those of you who are here in the Mandir, and those of you who are watching online via Facebook and also on YouTube. As if you were here on Sunday, and if you looked at our program on Sunday, you saw we had our distinguished and honored guest, Dr. Ravi Prakash Arya, who gave a lecture and a deep dive into the scientific meaning of Gayatri Mantra. And I have to tell you, from my own perspective, I have never heard from that perspective what the Gayatri Mantra really is all about. And I have to tell you, I am looking forward to tonight's discussion because tonight's discussion is surrounding rituals. Is it important? Is it relevant? Is this something that we want to continue? And I know there's a lot of discussion among many of us who are living abroad, outside of India and outside of Guyana and so forth. And I know the older generation, I mean, we do still do our satsangs and our yajnas and so forth. But are we doing enough to promote it at the next level, at the next generation? And how do we make this interesting? So tonight, I have the honor of introducing Dr. Ravi Prakash Arya again. Dr. Ravi Prakash Arya currently serves as the chair and professor at the Maharishi Dayanand Saraswati State University in Rohtak, Haryana. He's a world-renowned Vedic scholar, philologist, historian, and philosopher. He's a prolific speaker and writer. And he's widely traveled to many countries where he has given this type of workshop presentation and a lot of other lectures and so forth. And he's frequently called upon by many in the government of India and leaders in India to give his perspective. And I know a lot of you may have a lot of questions. I was fortunate enough to spend a couple of hours with him on Sunday. And I have to tell you, I have gotten almost 90% of my questions answered already. In terms of what my questions, though, were more of a macro view of where our Samaj is at and so forth, and then especially in India, and what can we do to promote our Samaj and make it better, and so forth. So without further ado, let me ask Dr. Ravi Prakash Arya to take the podium. Dr. Ravi Prakash.
Thank you, Sagar ji, Pandit Deepak ji, Pandit Prasad ji, and Rishi ji, and in this mandir, my sisters and brothers. I'm very happy to be here again, and my happiness enhances to see that you are so curious. If somebody studies, if somebody reads, then naturally he will have questions. And if not, if a person is neither studying nor reading or nor doing anything else nor pondering over any matter, so he will have no questions. So I am very happy that everybody is so curious, and I'm getting so many questions, whether offline or online. So today's topic is also very much important topic. The whole Vedic philosophy, it can be summarized within one word, and that one word is Panch Maha Yajna. Such a beautiful philosophy, such a beautiful thing I have never seen, though I have done a lot of studies and all these things. But this Panch Maha Yajna, I think the essence of the Vedas, it is the essence of the Vedic philosophy. It gives us a direction to which we can walk, what we can do. And if a person does Panch Maha Yajna, I think he will be considered as living the Vedic life. So far as the Vedic philosophy is concerned, I'm coming to the topic. There are three segments are there in the Vedas. The whole Vedic system has been classified into three sections. First section is known as Jnana Kanda, and the second section is known as Karma Kanda, and third one is Upasana Kanda. So Jnana, Karma, and Upasana. These three things are there. So when Jnana Kanda is something else, if we study Vedas, Upanishads, Brahmanas, or Aranyakas, but Upasana is just yoga and meditation. And Karma Kanda is a different one, because only Gyan is not required. If we want to elevate ourselves, only Gyan is not required. The Upasana is not sufficient. The meditation and yoga is not sufficient. Every human being cannot remain without doing any action. So that is why the karma is required, and this action or the karma is going to determine or define our future course of life. So that is why one of the philosophical treatises, the seven Shad Darshanas are there, seven texts of philosophies are there, and one of them is known as Purva Mimamsa. Purva Mimamsa deals with the karma system. This karma includes technology, shilp, and everything what we do. So that deals with the karma system. And so far as this karma is concerned, karma kanda is concerned, three types of karmas are there. Three types. Number one, nitya karmas, nitya. Number two, kamya karmas. And number three, naimittik karmas. If we have chalk, I can write. Nitya, kamya, and naimittik. First one is nitya. Second one is kamya. And third one is naimittika. So what is this nitya? Nitya means the karmas which are to be performed daily without fail. So such karmas are nitya karma, which are to be performed daily. Then the second one is kamya karmas. These karmas are done to for the fulfillment of some desire. Kamya karmas, just to fulfill a desire or for some aspiration, we are doing those karmas. And third one is naimittik. On account of some occasion, occasional actions. Due to, on account of some occasion, these actions, these karmas are done. So the karma in Vedic language means yajna. Yajna is the karma. So kamya, nitya yajnas are there, kamya yajnas are there, and naimittik yajnas are there. Three types of yajna system is there. Now, when we come to the nitya yajnas, so Panch Maha Yajna is the nitya yajna system. Panch Maha Yajna is among the nitya yajnas to be performed daily. And which of the yajnas will be kamya? If you have some desire, suppose if we want to have rain, then Varsheshti yajnas were performed. If we want to have some progeny, then Putreshti yajnas were performed. If we have some desire, if we want some of our desires to be fulfilled, for the fulfillment of that desire, which yajnas were done, they were known as Kamya yajnas. And this, while doing Agnihotra or Yajna, generally a mantra in the last, Swishta Krita Ahuti, we are offering Swishta Krita. What does this Swishta Krita means? Su mane अच्छा इष्ट, जो भी हमारे लिए अच्छा हो, कृत माने उसको किया जाए. Means whatever is good for us, that we want to be seen. We pray to God that you do for us the best thing. And what is the best? Whatever we desire, and if that is fulfilled, I think nothing is best than that. So Swishtakrit Ahuti, though while doing Swishtakrit Ahutis, some of um, the followers of RS Mas, they are giving those Ahutis with some a sweet or so. So Swisht in later stage, Swisht also became sweet, no doubt. But its real meaning is Suishta. Whatever is, whatever we desire, that should be fulfilled. And at the end, we have in the mantra itself, the mantra is Atyariricam Yadava Nyunam Ihakaram Swishtakrit Vidyata Sarvam Swishtam Sukritam. Next one. Sarva Prayaschitta Hutinam Kamanam Smardhayitre. This line is very important. It says Kamanam Smardhayitre. For all our desires, for the fulfillment of all our desires, I offer this oblation. So when you do some Kamya Yajna, then only the Ahuti with this Swishtakrita mantra should be given. And if we are doing daily yajnas, then this Ahuti with this mantra is not required. Because in daily yajna, that is our duty, that is not our desire, that is not required from our requirement. So this Swishtakrita mantra is there, for it indicates the existence of the Kamya Yajnas. And Naimittik Yajna is there. What is Naimittik? Suppose you want to celebrate your birthday and you want to perform a yajna to celebrate your birthday. So the birthday is a nimitta, an occasion. So just for your birthday, if some yajna is performed, that is naimittik yajna. Suppose the Diwali, some festival is coming, Diwali is coming, and we say, okay, on the occasion of Diwali, we are going to perform this yajna. So that is naimittik yajna. So different type of objectives are there, and for different objectives, different yajnas are there. So this Panch Maha Yajna is a nitya yajna. It doesn't require whether you desire it or not. You are supposed to do it daily. And Panch Maha Yajna, the first of the. And one more thing, let me also define what is yajna. We must also know now what is yajna. In Shraut Sutras, in Apastamba Shraut Sutra, the definition of yajna has been given. And the Shraut Sutra, author of the Shraut Sutra says, Dravyam Devata Tyagah. Dravyam Devata Tyagah. Devata means with some objective in mind. When the oblation of Soma is given to Agni, that is Yajna. So, in general sense, what is Yajna? When the Ahuti of Soma, when the oblation of Soma is given on Agni, then the Yajna will be performed. So in Panch Maha Yajnas also, the same process will be there. And if you don't find this process, then suppose the yajna is not happening over there. So the first yajna in Panch Maha Yajnas is Brahma Yajna. Brahma Yajna. So what is this Brahma Yajna? Brahma means knowledge. Brahma means God. Brahma means Swadhyay. So Swadhyay of what? The study of what? The knowledge of Brahman, the knowledge of creation. And that Brahma, in that sense, the Veda itself is there. So Brahma Yajna is performed. While the Brahma Yajna, the study of the Vedas or the Shastras will be done, that is known as Brahma Yajna. And this is the daily duty of a human being. Because the daily practice makes a man perfect. That occasionally or within a week or a month or a year, I'll do some study of the Veda. So that is not going to help us. What is going to help us? The daily practice. And this, I think Balram Rambrik's phone is here. Can I pick up? Brahma Yajna, the study of Shastras and Vedas, is to be performed daily. We must make a temperament or habit of daily studies, because everyone requires to attain Brahmanatva. Brahma janati ti Brahmanam. So everyone requires to be a Brahman by Varna. So how a person can be a Brahman? When he does the study of Brahma or Veda, then only he can be a Brahman. And for that matter, this Brahma Yajna is performed. While the Brahma Yajna is performed, how it is performed? There will be the teacher, there will be the Acharya, and there will be the student. So that Acharya in Brahma Yajna, he acts as Agni, and that student, he acts as the oblation of Soma. So in this Brahma Yajna also, the Ahuti of Soma, means student, is offered to the fire of Acharya, and this is how this yajna is performed. And that process of teaching and learning that takes place, that is the Brahma Yajna. So in Brahma Yajna, Yajna is a daily act, and it has to be performed if we want to maintain, because it is said, na, practice makes a man perfect. So you will have to do practice of this Brahma Yajna. So the first yajna to be performed daily by us is Brahma Yajna. And second yajna, that is known as Deva Yajna. Deva Yajna, and it has many names, Deva Yajna. Its another name is Agnihotra, or sometime it is known as Homa. So this is Deva Yajna. What is Deva? I told, I think earlier also, the nature, natural things, or the astronomical things, they are known as devas. So far as the adhidaivik meaning is concerned. So far as the adhidaivik meaning is concerned, and when adhyatmic meaning is concerned, Brahman is Deva, and when the laukik meaning, the mundane life meaning is concerned, the scholars, sannyasis, and whoever do charity, they are all devas. The father, mother, acharya, they are all devas. The Upanishad says, Acharya devo bhava, matri devo bhava, pitri devo bhava. It says that you consider your mother as Deva. You consider your father as Deva. You consider your Acharya as Deva. And Deva eva Devata. Yaska says Deva eva Devata. And what is Devata? Devata means a subject matter of a mantra, that is known as Devata. Subject matter of a mantra is known as Devata. And Yaska says, when somebody asks what is the subject matter of the mantras, Yaska says Deva eva Devata. These devas, whether they are natural devas, whether they are Lokik devas or Adhyatmik devas, they are all the subject matter of the mantras. So mantras of the Vedas deal with some of these subjects, whether at spiritual level, metaphysical level, astrophysical level, or laukik level. Bhautik, adhibhautik, it calls. Physical we can't say, but laukik is more appropriate word. So they are devatas. So this adhidaivik yajna, this deva yajna is the adhidaivik yajna. We perform it, and when this yajna is performed, we kindle some fire and some ahuti, soma. What is soma? Whatever grows itself on the earth, whatever grows itself without doing agriculture, without putting human efforts, that is known as soma. And it is says somo oshadhi. In the beginning of creation, the human beings, they never did any agriculture. Whatever was there available naturally, they used to eat that and live their life on that. But by that time, lot of things used were available for the human beings. When the population uh, increased, then their this food material, it became short, and the krishi or agriculture started. And this process of agriculture in Veda, this is known as Gomedha. Gomedha. Gomedha doesn't mean killing of a cow, as the person thinks. Gomedha. Go means bhumi in Nirukta, or if you will study Swami Dayananda's Bhashya, you will find out Go means bhumi. So Gomedha, doing agriculture or leveling of the earth for gaining or for getting crops. So that is known as Gomedha, and this Vedic word Gomedha was also borrowed or transferred to Avesta of the Iranians. And in Avesta language also, the word is Gomez. Gomez. This go maize word is there. And there this go maize means agriculture. So the go medha is agriculture. So when the ahutis of soma, some oshadhi, whatever we use in as ahuti oblations in our fire of yajna, they are some oshadhis. So when the ahuti of some oshadhi or som is given on in the fire of a fire altar, we are going to perform the Deva Yajna. So why it is performed and its name is Deva Yajna? Dev means nature. So this yajna is going to augment the reduced power of the nature. This yajna is going to augment or increase the reduced power of the nature, because daily we are exploiting the nature for our day to day activities, for our interest. So it is our duty to augment or to increase the power. What we are drawing, we must give it back to the nature. For that purpose, this Deva Yajna is performed. So it's not only a way of worship. The Ved has given us a very good way of worship. You pay back to the nature, as well as by chanting mantras and all these things. You will do prayer, eulogy of the Brahman, God. So that way we are doing worship of God, as well as we are paying back to the nature. Now the question is, how this yajna is beneficial? Because how does it increase the power or augment the power, deficient power of the nature? Now, so many experiments have been done. Whatever Oshadhi, whatever offering material is used in Yajna, they have their impact in our environment also, atmosphere also. Whatever in Ayurveda, as per Ayurveda, if some herb is useful in the disease of asthma or cancer or any other thing, and the same herb is offered as a oblation in the fire of yajna, so its volume, it increase in volume some 1,000 times, and it is going to affect the whole of the atmosphere or the environment. Just like if you eat a hot chili, only you will feel its hotness. But if that is offered to the fire, the everyone sitting in that place, he will also feel that hotness. So this is how whatever is offered to the fire, it's it increases in volumes, and 1,000 times increases there. So whatever property, whatever medicinal property of the herb is there, the same medicinal property will be manifested when the herb will be put as an oblation to the fire. Now, one more question. In Yajurveda, there is a mantra, and mantra is there, Varsha Vriddhamasi, Varsha Vriddham Bhava. If a particular Oshadhi has grown in a particular environment, you know, and if you will put it into the fire, it will create the impact of the same environment. And the mantra of Yajurveda says, Varsha Vriddhamasi, Varsha Vriddham Bhava. You have grown in rainy season, and while you are offered into the fire as an oblation, you will be augmenting the rain. You will be making the rain itself, because the same property it will display in the when it is offered to the fire. Now, so many experiments have been done by so many other scientists, even out of RS Mass, and the people have found that when the yajna was performed, the pathogenic bacteria, the number of pathogenic bacteria reduced drastically in that room compared to the other room where this experiment was not done. So two rooms were selected. One was the controlled room, means no experiment was done, and the count of the bacteria were taken, and another room where the experiment was done, but and the count of the bacteria was taken. So bacteria's count in both the room was the same before yajna, but after doing yajna, the pathogenic bacteria's count reduced drastically, and this effect remained for around 24 hours. 24 hours. So at least we are supposed to perform Agnihotra daily. Pratah, pratah, sayam, sayam, like that mantra is there. Means in the morning when sun rises, and in the evening when sun sets, during Sandhya Kala, Sandhi, transition period. And during Sandhi Kala itself, when there is a Sandhi Kala, transition period of months, ritus, seasons, then so many viruses are born into the atmosphere, and they are going to affect us, adversely affect us. And in Kaushitiki Brahmana, there is a mantra. It says, Ritu Sandhishu Vyadhaya Jayante. When the ritus are changing, when the seasons are changing, then so many diseases are affecting human beings. And further he says, Tasmat Bhaisajya Yajjaha Kriyante. And that is why during those periods, during those seasonal changes, such ahutis were offered to the fire. Bhaisajya Yajja means medicinal Agnihotra used to be done, so that the human beings are not going to have effect of the viruses. So this yajna has many multi benefits. Number one, it is going to augment the deficient power of the environment. It is going to purify the environment, and it is going to make your health good health. I know on Sunday when I was sitting over here, Pandit Deepak ji, in the last, he told that this Mahamrityunjay mantra should be recited, and that mantra was recited. Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukam iva bandhanat mrityur mukshya mamridhat. And Pandit Deepak ji told that this is Mahamrityunjay mantra. I don't know what meaning you understand by this mantra, Mahamrityunjay. You want to you want to defeat Mrityu. You want to live a long life. But this mantra doesn't say so. This mantra says, Trayambakam yajamahe. We must perform yajna by Trayambaka. What is Trayambak means? Three ambas. Three ambas are there. In Atharva Veda, three ambas have been mentioned, and their name is Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika. These are the three ambas. And some Sanatanis and Pauranikas, they think Trayambaka mane Lord Shiva. Trinetra, who has three eyes, but that is not the meaning. So the mantra says, you do yajna with the three ambas, with the three types of ambas, Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika. What is Amba? Sugandhim pushti vardhanam. And he elaborates further there itself. Amba means which give fragrance. Those oshadhis are ambas, that give fragrance. And pushti vardhanam, ambikas are those oshadhis that are going to pushti, nourish your body, give power, good health to your body. And ambalikas, which are going to purify the environment. So if we are doing these ambas, the mantra says, you do yajna with three ambas, means deva yajna, you are to perform it daily. Then urvarukam iva bandhanat, just like that a melon is removed from its stem. The mantra says, you remove me from the life and death cycle, but don't remove me from the emancipation, moksha, mamritat. Don't remove me from attaining moksha. You remove me from this cycle of life and death. So Mahamrityunjay mantra is this one. This mantra clearly talks about the Agnihotra. You will have to perform, and if you are going to perform this Agnihotra, then pushti, good fragrance, means good smell, and good health you will attain. So this is the very purpose. Now many experiments have done, as I told. The people are using this yaj ash of the Agnihotra, and when some waters, two samples of the waters were taken from some sewerage system, and there were lot of bacteria were there. One of the sample, it was mixed with the ash of the Agnihotra, and another was left as it is, means the control group was there. What found after 1 week, it was found that the water taken from the sewerage and mixed with ash, all bacteria cleared. It has nothing to be a pathogenic thing, but the increase of the bacteria in that controlled water, their count increased. Similarly, so many experiments have been done now on agriculture. If you are doing Agnihotra in your fields, the yield of the crop, it increases manifold, and where this is not done, the yield is not so much. So at every level, the experiments have now been done. And in fact, Agnihotra, only 5 types of woods can be used, while Samhithas, the system of Samhita is also there. You cannot use the wood that has been cut down. Only the fallen, the whatever twigs of the trees, they have fallen themselves on the earth, you will collect them and you will use them as Samhithas. And but now everybody is taking logs and getting them cut and using them. So that is not the proper way. Cow dung can also be used as samhita. There is no problem in that. So only 5 type of trees: water, people, khadir, plash. These neem tree can also be used, and mango wherever old trees are not there. So the emergency, what we say, but this is the emergency arrangement. So emergency arrangement can be done. So you can use the mango tree wood also, but those should be twigs fallen themselves on the earth. You cannot cut that tree. If you are cutting it, then you are not doing adhvara. Adhvara. Yaj means adhvara, where violence is not taking place. If you are cutting a tree, you are doing it adhvara, opposite to adhvara. You are doing violence. So that the very meaning of that yaj, the very purpose of that yaj will be barred. So that we shall have to take into mind. But so many things are there in India. These days we are using cow dung sticks. And I found it a good thing, because we cannot go out, collect woods, because by that time it's not possible. I think you may go under trees and collect whatever you find, but only the mango tree, I think it will be available here in USA, or any other tree. Apple, no, apple is not mentioned in the Shastras. So whatever is mentioned in the Shastra, we can use it. Means that has most more importance. So many, after so many experiments, the Shastra tells that only the mango or the neem is not here. So the cow dung is best, but that cow should be of the Indian origin cow, not this Holstein or Frisian cows, because their milk is not so good. Their milk, uh, produces diabetes, cancer. So many, all types of diseases are being produced by the milk of these cows. And Indian origin cows milk, that is very healthy. It will it will save you from all types of diseases. And Ayurveda says matrinam mata, that Indian origin cow is the mother of mothers. When a mother is not able to feed her child because of the lack of this milk, then she is advised that you drink the milk of the cow and you will have the milk for your child. So that cow, Indian origin cow, when I say cow, that means Indian origin cow. Don't. And one book was written, some satanic milk, like that, na? Satan in milk, like that. Some foreign scholar wrote a book, Satan in milk. Means he wrote that book from the perspective of the European cow, because that the milk of that cow is really is a satanic milk, because that creates all sorts of diseases, ailments in the body, and that is not healthy. But Indian origin cow's milk is only healthy. So there are so many restrictions in Shastra. There are so many restrictions. You cannot walk freely. You will have to take care of all these things. So this is the form of Deva Yajna I described. Now the third Yajna, that is Pitri Yajna. That is most important Yajna. Pitri Yajna. I told these Panch Maha Yajnas are the daily Yajnas. What is Pitri Yajna? Taking care of elderly persons in family and society. That is Pitri Yajna. But here in the West, Father's Day once in a year, Mother's Day once in a year, no taking care. They go to the house of the mother, go to the house of the father, give him some gift or a bouquet and say, Happy Mother's Day. So this is not the Vedic tradition. Taking care daily of the elderly persons in your family or society, that is Pitri Yajna. You can see, and this is the Nitya Yajna. And our Shastra says, if you are, if you want to have a long life, if you want to have name and fame, if you want to have knowledge, if you want to have good physique, health, then the only way is to serve the elderly persons well in your family, to give respect to them. Then only you will have a prosperous life, you will have a stress-free life. And the society, there will be a different society emerging in this world. So that system, that is Pitri Yajna, you can think the importance of this yajna, the relevance of all these things, the relevance of Panch Mahayajnas. At every stage, the relevance is there. Nobody says that environment should not be purified. Nobody can say that this uh, elderly person should not be taken care of. That's bad if we are not doing it. So this is Pitri Yajna. And in Pitri Yajna, all elderly persons, they act as the fire of Yajna. They act as Agni. And the persons who are serving them, they act as the Soma. And what is the Ahuti? Taking care of the parents or the elderly persons, that is the Ahuti offered into this Pitri Yajna. So all these three things are happening over there. And there is a shloka. The shloka says, Abhivadan Shilasya Nityam Vriddhopasevinaha Chatvari Tasya Vardhante Ayurvidya Yashobalam. A person who has respect for sannyasis, for learned scholars, a person who take care of elderly persons, four things increases: Ayu, Vidya, Yash, and Bal. And you know, Maharshi Dayananda also says, when what we carry with along with us in our next life, these four things are carry forward. And the same thing has been repeated by Patanjali. Patanjali also says that this Ayu, Vidya, and Yas, these four things a human being carries along with him in the next life. So your lifespan in a human life, or whatever, where in whatever species you are There it will be determined by your these acts. So the what type of health you are gaining in the next life, that also depends over here. So if in the past life, if you have not taken care of your elderly persons, so better take care in this life, because if there is some minus over there, you make it plus, and then negative and positive you increase your positivity in your life. And if you are going to increase the positivity in your life, you are going to prosper, you are going to spiritually prosper, spiritually elevate yourself. So this is pitri yaj, this is a nitya yaj, and it has a lot of importance. Now the fourth yaj, I think enumerated three yajas. Fourth yaj is atithi yaj. Atithi. Tithi means date. Atithi, who has no date of his visiting. A visitor is there, but generally the guest comes to your house. He will tell you, today I am coming, that day I am going. But who is atithi? Who is the real guest? Though this guest word is not appropriate word to describe atithi. Atithi has a different meaning, but so a sannyasi, a peripatetic monk who roams around the whole world giving the knowledge of Shastras, teaching everybody the way of Vedic life. He is a Atithi, a scholar who is well versed in Vedas and who can show you the right path. He is Atithi. So, because they used to roam around, so they never knew at what time they will reach what place, and anybody's house they used to knock when the night used to fall. So when such a sannyasi, such a atithi comes to your house, and you take care of his daily things, for his food, for his bed, for his sleep and everything, that is known as atithi yajna. And because the Vedic philosophy is the jnana pradhana philosophy, dominant, knowledge dominant philosophy. So if you are not going to have a respect for a person who has the knowledge, if you are not going to have a respect for a sannyasi who is all knowledgeable, then you cannot attain knowledge. So that was the tradition, and that is how these monks, swamis, sannyasis, they used to roam around, and they used to preach and teach. But now the things are not there. So this Atithi Yajna, because the good teaching, moral and ethical teachings were must in the society, and there the persons who used to give them, impart them, they were the most important part of the society. So this Yajna, Atithi Yajna, was also instructed by the Vedic philosophy to be performed daily. And the fifth yaj is Bali Vaishwadeva. Vaishwadeva. What is Vaishwadeva? All creatures, all creatures are Vaishwadeva. And Bali means just to give them their share of food. So that is Bali. When we say Balim Ahara, that means giving the food. Bali means food. But generally, the person thinks bali means just to kill, sacrifice, and they tell, oh, the goat's bali will be given, the cow's bali will be given. No, you are to give the food to the cow, you are to give the food to the goat, or whatever animal you are talking about, and whatever is living in your surrounding, you are take care of those creatures. Some dog is there, some even the ants are there, so you can feed them. And one of the most important aspect of Bali Vaishwadeva Yajna is that, who knows, some of your relatives has come to your house in the form of some animal, in the form of some cat or dog. In this European part or in this US part, everybody is having dogs. So they will also be becoming dog in their next life, and they are having some relatives with them, and giving them ride in the cars and all these things, taking care of them. Because whatever sanskar, whatever maitri, it is said in Vedic philosophy, says satasangati. If you are having a sangati of God, then how can you think that you will be born as a human being again? Because your whole sanskaras, they are going to match with the God, and you are thinking about him. You are thinking, instead of doing pitri yajna, instead of doing atithi yajna, you are doing that shwan yajna. So that is a wrong philosophy. So we are doing Bali Vaishwa Devi Yajna. All these Panch Mahabhutas are the Nitya karmas to be performed daily, and they have their importance. Now, anybody can tell me if any of these is not important. Each and every of the yajna. That is why the word was used Maha Yajna. Maha Yajna. It's not a great yajnas. The most important. Maha means most important. It's not great. Most important yajnas to be performed by a human being. And if you do this, you think you are living a Vedic life. And if you are not doing, the entire philosophy has been given. The karma philosophy is there. You live Bhagavad Gita and you do. What is Nishkam karma? What is Nishkam karma? Nishkam karma, generally people, they don't interpret it rightly. Nishkama, this they say that doing karma without any desire, or without any desire of result. But this is not possible. If you do some karma, always you will do a karma with some desire. So what are those karmas which can be done without any desire? Such karmas means selfish desire. Desire means self-interest. Desire, which if you are doing something in your self-interest, that is not nishkam. If you are doing something in the interest of the whole society, in the interest of the humanity, in the interest of the entire environment, so that is nishkama karma, where your selfish motive is not involved. So this karma philosophy, it came from the Veda itself, and nish propakara, whatever Swami Dayananda did, he was doing it without any self-interest. He had no self-interest involved. He used to say that I just want to remove these superstitions, these evils from the society. So all the social work, they can be termed as nishkam karma. But while doing a social work, if you have some self-interest involved, then that is also not the nishkam karma. No self-interest should be there. So in doing this Panch Maha Yajnas, while you are doing Brahma Yajna, you are doing this Deva Yajna, you are doing Pitri Yajna, Atithi Yajna, Vaishwa Deva Yajna, no self-interest is involved. In Brahma Yajna, some self-interest is involved, but that self-interest is for elevation. That's not bad. So these are the Nishkama karma. And at one place, Ayurveda says that if you are afflicted with a disease due to the past karmas, such diseases, such ailments cannot be cured by medication. Deva Vyapashray Chikitsha. The name has been given. Then it says that you do the yajnas, Panch Maha Yajna, you do, your all problems will be over. Which if you have some incurable diseases, it is due to some past karmas. So you do Panch Maha Yajnas. Then your maximum problems, which are cannot be cured by medication, maybe that may be cured, that you will get a relief. So this is the entire philosophy behind the Panch Mahayajnas. Thank you.
Test. Bring it down a little. All right, so we'll use the mic for the question segment because it's being streamed, so we'll pass the mic around. So, but before we go to our general audience here today, Professor G, you mentioned in Pitri Yajya, when we do Pitri Yajya with our parents being at home, there's three things which is involved. I kind of missed that. It went a little fast.
Elderly persons, they are the fire of Yajna, Agni. The persons who are taking care of them, those are the Soma. And the act of taking care is offering the oblation of Soma. Means three things are involved now. One, oblation should be there, Soma should be there, and the fire should be there. Then this yajna will be performed. So the fire is there, with fire of elderly persons, they are fire. The Soma, the persons who are taking care of them, and the act of taking care, that is offering the oblation of Soma.
Now we come to our audience here, and thank you all so much for coming in. Coming today, I'm sure I'm not sure at the beginning, but on behalf of the Mandir, I welcome all of you here today, and especially Professor Ravi Prakash Ji for taking his time off his very busy schedule. Paras, well, come close enough, Paras. You always sit at the back so you can have your questions ready. Thank you, Paras. So nice to see you. Okay, so any questions at this time? Thank you, Pandit Rishi, coming all the way from the Bronx to be with us this evening. Pandit Deepak, any questions? कोई प्रश्न है? अच्छा.
Yes, ask.
Dr. Ji, in giving the explanation for Brahma Yajna, you didn't mention Sandhya, the formal Sandhya that we do. How does that come into Brahma Yajna?
Sandhya, we can say, is the part of Brahma Yajna because we are doing Swadhyaya of certain mantras. We are not offering there any ahutis or so. It's a small Brahma Yajna, we can say, but the actual Brahma Yajna takes place in Gurukuls, and you study because you are repeating the same mantras. But Swadhyaya has also its importance. Yoga Darshan says, Swadhyayat Ishta Devata Samprayoga. If you are doing Swadhyaya, what will happen? The Ishta Devata, the intended sense of that mantra will reveal to you. If you are, suppose you don't know the language, but you are doing chanting mantra with full devotion, with full concentration, at certain time, its meaning will start revealing to you. You will have some shadow of the meaning that this mantra wants to say this. Swadhyayat Ishta Devata Samprayogaha. If we are doing Swadhyaya, Devata, I told the subject matter of that Shastra. If you are doing Swadhyaya of a Shastra, then the subject matter of the Shastra will reveal to you. If you are doing Swadhyaya of the particular mantra, its subject matter will start revealing to you. So Swadhyaya, this Sandhya is a Swadhyaya, no doubt. It's a part of Brahma Yajna itself. But performing Agnihotra, that is not Brahma Yajna, Deva Yajna. So before Brahma Yajna, before Deva Yajna, if we are doing Sandhya, so that is the part of Brahma Yajna we are performing.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor G. One thing also, you mentioned Ambika,
and
Ambalika. What's Ambalika again?
Ambalika means those herbs that purify environment. Ambika means health promoting herbs. And amba means herbs that give fragrance.
Thank you very much. So coming back again to our very wonderful audience here this evening, any questions pertaining to tonight's lecture, Panch Maha Yajna? Pani Prakash has a question.
Professor G, thank you very much for very lucidly, going through the yajnas. But there's a little confusion in my mind about Atiti. As you said, Atiti means no day, no time, what have you. And in those days was because of the sannyasis and having no place of abode as they traveled, they needed some place to stay and to be taken care of. But in our society, in the Western society that we're living in, I think, and I may be wrong, that a TT has to kind of take care of, when I say take care, a TT has to have some other things that, because we don't have sannyasis, we don't have lots of scholars, but coming from the diaspora I have come from, our parents inculcated in us that when we have guests, whether they're invited or not invited, it's important that we ask them or we give them something to eat, something to drink. And I look at a TT and I look at that kind of interpretation. I may be wrong. Can you elaborate on that?
You know, in Vedic system, Atithi is only a Pandit, a sannyasi, a scholar visiting from place to place. But later on, the meaning of Atithi changed, and whatever guest come to your house, that we started calling as Atithi. So in Vedic system, now the environment is not like that, that nobody can travel or everything is well managed. You will have to fix your dates for reservations, train, buses, aeroplanes. So that system is not workable now. During that period, it was workable. But now also we can, anybody can do atithi. It's not that a atithi should come at without informing you. If he comes with information also, then also the atithi yaji can be performed. I was just telling the meaning. Means if somebody comes to your house after information, then you are going to host him, no problem. But if somebody comes without information also, you are supposed to host him. This is the real ethics. Na? Sometimes, why did you come? You didn't tell us. We were moving. We were there to attend this. We were going there to attend the marriage, and you have come. So this attitude should not be there. If you consider anybody as a atithi or guest, then you cannot do this type of behavior with him. Means humility should be there. If somebody has come, you cannot avoid it. We have learned so many instances. A person was having only 1 day's food for him, and then somebody came and he gave that food to the guest itself, and he went without food. So this humility, this type of ethic, and is there, it means you have uplifted yourself spiritually very high. You are not a human being, you have become a superhuman being. So that's what it means.
All right. Anyone else? Bandevi, come.
This question, thank you again, Acharya Ji, Dr. Ji, to be here. It's always good to renew your voice and your messages coming from you from ages past. My question today is, we often do Hawan with our offerings, and in the earlier days, it was one set of devotees or Yajman sitting there to do Hawan, offering 3 pieces of Samida and one offering ghee, but we've come to this process where many of us, all of us, want to make this offering. And in the kunda we have set up, maybe the dimension, something is not, it tend not to burn. And we end up having all this pile of unburned substances that doesn't benefit anything. How can you help us understand how to handle
Yes,
this? Thank
certainly,
you.
if some substance remain unburned, that is toxic. That is toxic. So, because of the conditions here, you will have to stop it. Nor everything should burn completely, and everything should burn in a natural way, and not that you are adding something to blow the fire and all these things. It should be in a natural process, and it should be completed, concluded naturally. So that is only the thing. But what we can do, because the conditions you are having, and it should be done in open area. In fact, the yajna should be performed in the open area. But here such conditions are there. So this is all emergency arrangement, I told. Apad dharma. Our seers, na, they have done an excellent job. If you can't save yourself, or you can't say that no, because the condition is not here, I can't do. He says apad dharma is there. There is emergency arrangement. If this is not there, then do this like that. If this is not that, you do this. If you don't have any herb, just do the ahuti of ghee only. You can do the ahuti of milk only. So that way they are not going to leave you. You will have to perform it. And you should use in certain, in such conditions, only use those things, those burn fast and reduce to as. If you can do maximum use of this ghee, and I told cow dung instead of these sticks, wooden sticks. I think wooden sticks take lot of time, and their coal, whatever comes, that is toxic, that creates carbon monoxide. But cow dung is far better. So, as per conditions, we can change our system. We can do more ahutis of ghee and such samagri. We don't know what type of samagri is being sold in the market. That's also a problem, because sometimes the people, whatever oshadhi, if some oshadhi is not usable, that goes out of, that becomes waste, they mix it in this havan samagri, and we are using it. So in this age of commerce, we can't say what is coming to us. So better to stick to those things which we know better, and which create less and less pollution. That is only the emergency arrangement. Yeah, yeah, it should burn. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, till the time everything reduces to ashes, na, you will have to take care of the Havan Kund. But somebody should be there.
Thank you very much, Professor G. You know, there's a lot of questions about the kind of samagri we should use, and I know you. I mean, we all know you're from India, but there's a suggestion, the MDH brand, which is very popular in India now, becoming popular here in the US. It's owned by an Arya Samajist, and he made it close as possible. Is that true?
Yes, MDS, because basically now he has passed away.
Right.
He was RS Maji. So the samagri, or he used to sell these
Spices
garam
and stuff.
masalas, spices also. He has made it. So basically, it should be better than all others.
No, and that's true because I mean I don't know
But
how
what
many.
we do, देखिए, what I do myself, I do daily yajna. Now I'm just traveling, I don't do it. But when I was in Chicago, I have a very small havan, and I do it daily. So what I do, I use gugulu. Gugulu is the very good ingredient for havan. I use a little bit of this chandan and ghee. So I don't use more things. You can use some til, sarson, CCM.
Yeah.
So you can put it. So that will also serve our purpose. You can use a little bit of rice, not this basmati rice, that shali chawal that we call it, that red color rice we can use. And while in India, I use mostly the cow dung instead of these samidhas. Sometime my maid, I tell her, she collects these twigs from trees, then I use them. So whatever is best and less dangerous or harmful, you can use it, because there is no particular system that you will have to use it. Paya ahutayo va etah bar bar. Everywhere, repeatedly it is said, these acted as the ahuti of milk. This acted as the ahuti of ghee. So milk and ghee ahutis have been mentioned, but nowhere it is mentioned that this mixture of havan samagri is to be used. It is not mentioned anywhere. So, but we are using because these are oshadhis. So you can use even in your house also. You do. I say, if you are not able to do yajna, you just burn this deepak na, this jot. You put ghee and you burn it. So that is also yajna, small. So that is also good.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that should be burnt completely. No, because whatever harm that remaining charcoal will do, you can't get the good result of whatever you have done before. So that must be taken care of.
Thank
Or
you.
either you just put some water or just immediately finish it, na?
All right. So any other, I mean, we have quite a few people here today, and which is very good. Any other questions? I mean, what about you, Mataji Leela?
Has been bothering me for a while. We are all, almost everybody in this audience, we are from the Caribbean, Guyana, Trinidad. We were brought up repeating mantras, but I, for one, I understand Hindi. I can speak a little Hindi, but most of the mantras that I was taught as a kid, I do not really understand the meaning. So one day, I visited our Dharmacharya, Pandit Ramlalji, and I said, Mamu, I say these mantras, but I do not really understand what I'm saying to Bhagwanji. He said, Beti, you say them because he understands the language of the heart. How do you view that?
In Nirukta it is said, reciting a mantra without knowing the meaning is just like the cloud thundering without yielding rain. So, but I say, if you don't know the meaning, still you recite it, some vibrational effect on your body will be there. But if you recite a mantra proper way, it will create good vibrations in your body. The healing effect will be there. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. At least you will have a good sanskar. If you are reciting your mantra, then your mindset, it will change. You will be more spiritual than to be more materialistic. So that helps you. If somebody recite mantra, he concentrate over it. So that is going to help. Just like manasa parikrama mantras are there. Yeah? Circumambulation through mind. You are not just taking parikrama, but in your mind itself, you just do it. And what happens when you say Om Vak Vak Om Pranaha Pranaha? So you concentrate yourself on your Vak, on your breathing, on your eyes, then that is going to help you to heal your body. If you will say, recite like Om Vak Vak, Om Prana Prana, Om Chakshu Chakshu, Om Shrotram, it has no effect. Instead of I say, instead of touching your body parts with the water or so, you concentrate yourself. This concentration is more important. It will heal yourself. And most of the mantras, what they do, they tells you to give suggestion to your body. In so many experiments have now been done. If you are giving suggestion to your body, suppose you are ill and you are giving a suggestion, no, I am healthy, this fever can't do anything. After few days you will recover from the fever also, from that ailment also. So that is also a spiritual power. Give suggestion to your body. When you recite a mantra, you concentrate your mind on that thing, so that is going to help you spiritually also.
Thank you. Dr. G, during your talk, you mentioned about Ayurveda Yashobalam, and that will follow you to your next birth. You also mentioned there's a Patanjali Sutra, Yoga Sutra. Do you remember that sutra? Or the English? Just
Like that. Okay. But I'll put it, I'll send it on WhatsApp. Okay. Yoga like that. This the lifespan on that species, the bhog, what you are going to enjoy, good health, bad health in that species. But because if you take birth in a lower species, then the bhog will be the bhog is defined. Suppose you have been born as a some bird or so, so whatever a bird can do, you can do. But in human life, the bhog, the this limit of bhog can be low, higher, lower, increased, decreased. So here there is a lot of variation is there, but at lower levels there is no variation. Only one bhog will be there, because you have only one sense organ or two sense organs, but here we have five sense organs. So here the variation will be too much, because you can enjoy through your eyes, you can enjoy through your ears, you can enjoy through your tongue. The five sense organs are there. So that Patanjali Yoga Sutra says that the sanskaras which have left in your body unburnt, the word is like that, the sanskaras which have left in your body, they are going to determine your lifespan, ayu, bhog, and whatever is there. So that, but nobody is able to translate that sutra like that. In my Yoga Darshan translation, I have just revealed it. Everybody says something. If you if you quote, if you will go to study that Swadhyayat Ishta Devata Samprayoga, you will find nowhere that the Swadhyaya, repeated recitation or these things will study, help reveal the intended sense of the Shastra. The meaning is there, but everybody says if you will do chant some mantra, its devata will, you will meet with that devata. I don't know what devata is that, Krishna, Ram, like that, everybody does this. But the actual meaning of devata is subject matter. So the subject matter of the Shastra will reveal to you. So you will not find, if I'll quote only those sutras, the meaning that I'm giving, you won't find over there. Na? But I'll give you, with the meaning, I'll send on WhatsApp. I have your WhatsApp also. I'll send that.
Darshini has a question.
Namaste, Professor J. So my question is, you mentioned, I like that you mentioned, if we can't use the Havan Kun every day, we can light a Deepak. I like that accommodation. Now, two-part question. What mantras do we chant? Do we have to do the entire Agnihotra? And also, in our society, no one's home in the day, and it's kind of dangerous to leave the Deepak lighting. So can we out it before we leave?
You know, the Agnihotra, very brief Agnihotra, concise Agnihotra has been mentioned by Swami Dayanand in Satyarth Prakash. 4 mantras: Om Agnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Idam Namam, Om Somaya Swaha Idam Somaya Idam Namam, Om Prajapataye Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namam, Om Indraya Swaha Idam Indraya Idam Namam. These 4 mantras, ahutis are given, and the next 12 mantras. Suryo Jyoti Jyoti Surya Swaha, Suryo Varcho Jyotir Varcha Swaha, Jyoti Surya Suryo Jyoti Swaha, Sajur Devena Savitra Sajurusha Shendravatiya Jushana, Suryo Vetu Swaha. फिर भूरग्नये प्राणाय स्वाहा इदमग्नये प्राणाय दन्नमम भूर्वायवे अपानाय स्वाहा. These mantras, then this medham क्या है हाँ या मेधाम विश्वानिदेव एंड अग्नि है ना अग्नि नयसुपथा. These 16 mantras the Agnihotra concludes. You don't stretch it further because your time will be wasted and you won't do it daily. So when you do it daily, and actually it should be done at the time of sunrise and sunset. You can, there are so many things in mobile that available. They will tell you the local time of sunrise and sunset. You do it at that time just for these 5-10 minutes. So you need not chant even those fire kindling mantras. Om Bhu Om Bhuva Bhuva Swaha Bhurva Swar Dyauri Dyumnas. Oh, you don't chant. Only do chant these 16 mantras if you want to do it daily. So then you can do it very fast. So that is the basic. And if you come here on Sunday in Mandir, you don't do it at your house. You will be doing it in a social yajna. That is your own individual or family yajna. Here you are doing it in a social background.
All right, we still have a few minutes. Just letting you know also, Professor will be giving another lecture tomorrow at the Arismaj USA. What time is that again? 7:30. So if you...
They have given me time 7:30 to 10 p.m.
to 10 p.m. So if you have the time, that's on 101 Avenue. Please support that event also. Pandit Rishi, any questions from you? Okay, what about you, brother? What's your name? At the back. Randall? Okay. Any questions, Randall? Thank you for coming. All right. So, Professor G, last Sunday we mentioned, apart from the Panch Maha Yajna, Karma and Paramatman. What was that? If you can talk about that for about 10 minutes. Paramatman and Karma. Paramatma and Karma. Oh, Pandit Deepak, we have mentioned it to him.
Yeah.
So you want to know about Paramatma? What is God?
Yes. And how
So
our actions,
ah,
human actions, relate to God, and God relate to human actions. For instance, the question of forgiveness.
yeah.
Forgiveness is one of the issues.
Yeah.
that-
You
Things
know,
like that.
there are many qualities of God. One is forgiveness, Dayalu. Why he is Dayalu? Daya means if you have some compassions for somebody. God is Dayalu because he gives you everything free. Kejriwal gives you free electricity, 200 units, but God is giving you everything free. Light free, this air free. So because he's Dayalu, he's kind, he's compassionate, that is why he's giving us free. Nor he can charge. In In USA, everything is charged. Even the parking, for car parking, you are charging. So this government is not kind. This is not Dayalu, but the Brahman is Dayalu. Such a he has given such a big earth he has made for us, so many trees, fruits he has given, rivers he has given, these glaciers he has given, mountains, but there is no charge. Everything is free. And that is all up to your understanding. You are going to destroy it or you are going to maintain it. He has left everything to you. So that is how whatever action we are required and whatever laws were formed, I also told that everything is controlled by Brahman. So everything is his creation. So whatever rule, there will be one unified law defining the whole creation, right from Brahman till human being, and even the social and political rules. Those must be based upon the natural laws. And what is natural? Natural means God gifted. Natural is not some material. Natural means God gifted. So natural laws are the basis of all rules and regulations in Vedic system and philosophy. How they are the rules and regulation? Just like donation is there, dan. In Rigveda, dan stutis are there. Charity has been eulogized, praised, appreciated. Do charity. In Prakriti, in this whole universe, everything is doing charity. Nothing is asking from you anything. Everything in this air, light, sun, moon, everything is doing charity, giving. But here we are talking about the duties and rights. We have this right, we have this. We are more concerned about our rights, but nobody is concerned about his duties. So Vedic philosophy is a philosophy of duties. It tells you this is your duty. Dharma means duty also. Duties are included in dharma. This is your dharma. This is your family dharma. This is your social dharma. This is your rashtra dharma. This is your humanity dharma for humanity. So Vedic philosophy, it always requires you to contribute, and it never says that you take. Because what will happen? I'll give you a single example, a small example. Suppose everybody is helping each other, everybody is a helping attitude. What will happen? If one person requires help, generally, before coming to this point, generally I used to say the modern philosophy of the modern science is survival of the fittest. There is a struggle among species, even among human beings, and there is a struggle even among civilizations. And who is going to survive? The stronger is going to survive. So the clash is always there, the struggle is always there. But there is another philosophy that comes from Buddhism, and that says, live and let live. You also live and let others live. But I say there is the final and the last philosophy, the supreme philosophy coming from Veda, and it says, live and help others to live. Some persons in this, some creatures in this universe are there who cannot survive at their own. They need your help. So help them for their survival. So this is the philosophy. Live and help others to live. Now I'm coming to that example. So if we are applying this philosophy, we are donating, everybody is donating, what will happen? Suppose I'm a single person and nobody, this donation philosophy is not there, this charity philosophy is not there. So it will become very difficult for me to survive. And if everybody is donating, so behind one person, there are thousands of persons standing to help you. The help is coming from all directions. Ano Bhadra Kratavo. Ano Bhadra Kratavo Yantu Vishwatah. There the thoughts are coming, but the help will also come from all sides. So if the society develops, such a society is developed where everybody is helping others, propakara, then nobody is going to die out of hunger, nobody can die thirsty and from the deficiency of anything. Now everything, so much of development is there. You go to these African countries, the people are dying, malnourishment is there, nobody is helping them. So this type of system, this system is known as Asuri system, Rakshasi system, not Daivi system. Where the Daivi means natural. Everybody will be helping others, everybody will be providing help to others. So that is Daivi system. Natural system, they provide you everything, don't take anything. So this system, such rules, Vedic rules were framed based upon these natural laws, which were gifted by the God himself. And the human beings law, somebody will frame a law that will exploit the poor, that will exploit the needy. So such law will be framed because the vested interests are there. But in nature, there is no vested interest. The nishkama karma is there. So God, generally the people say, we are not able to see the God, then how should we believe him? But I used to say, you are not going to see anything. You are not going to see me also. I'm not going to see you also. What I'm seeing, what you are seeing, certain qualities, this much height, this color, this thing, every human being perceives the gunas, not that dravya. And we consider that this particular guna system, the set of gunas, is this particular dravya, is this particular object. So nobody sees the object, but the gunas, the qualities we perceive. So then how the God, how can you see the God? You can see the God through his qualities. And what is the main quality of God? In Ishavasyopanishad it says, Tad ejati tannaijati. He remains unmoved, but he moves everything. So this motion in the universe, it has been caused by Brahman. So if you see this motion, you can see that God, oh, he is there. God is there because everything is moving. Even the small atoms, particles, they are moving. So you can perceive God by perceiving this motion, because nobody can give you the motion. And how the motion will come? It says, Tannaijati. If you push something, you will have to be stable. Then only you can push. So Tannaijati, he is stable, but he pushes everything. He moves everything. So this is the quality of God. And other qualities, this dayalu, all knowledgeable, we cannot perceive, but this we can perceive. So through qualities, through the quality of Brahman, quality of God, we can perceive God. Just like through the quality of this desk, this chair I'm seeing, not this material I'm seeing, this its length, breadth, all these things I'm seeing, and I'm saying this is chair. Similarly, when you see this motion, everything moving, we say that, seer say that this is Brahman. That's all. So God is perceivable. And there is a difference. God is Purusha Vishesha. In Yoga Darshan, Purusha Vishesha Ishvaraha, like that it says. And there are two types of Purushas. One is Purusha Samanya, Purush in general, and one specific Purush. What is Purush in general? So these souls, because they are multiple, so these are Purush in general. And Purusha specific, that Brahman, because he is Advitiya. He is Advaita is there. What the Vedanti says, na Advaita, that Advaita applies to that Brahman only, because he is alone. And this Prakriti, it also qualifies the address of Advaita. Only one Prakriti is there. No doubt it disintegrates in multifarious forms, but that Brahman is Advaita is there. And these souls, they are many. And the difference between Brahman and soul, because Brahman is all knowing, ever pervading the whole universe, but this soul is pervading only the limited scope is there, only in the body it lives. So it has a limited knowledge. When it comes in company of Prakriti, it feels pain and pleasure, because the pain and pleasure is the dharma of Prakriti. But when the soul merges with Brahman, it relieves itself of the pain and pleasure. So this is how the whole system of human being has developed. One thing, when you study Sankhya, I don't know whether somebody has studied Sankhya or so. The people are doing so many lectures on Sankhya philosophy. What is Sankhya? You know the Sankhya, what the Sankhya teaches us? Sankhya teaches us how a soul is embodied, how a soul gets body in company of a Prakriti. If the soul will tend towards Prakriti, it will receive this body. And yoga teaches you the technology, the methodology, how to get disembodied, how to come out of this body. So that technique has been given by Yoga Darshan. So these are the twin Shastras, Sankhya and Yoga. One is telling you how you are becoming embodied, but this embodiment is wrong. The final thing is disembodiment. So another gives you the methodology how to get disembodied. So that disembodiment is taught by yoga. So that is why in Bhagavad Gita it also says, yogi is superior of all, even from scholars. He is superior because he has met, he has seen that reality and realized that reality. We are just talking about, we are giving reasoning and tarka, but we have not realized it. So yogi is superior of all. So tapaha, this tapaha, generally people translate tapa means penance. He was doing penance. What is penance? Nothing. Yoga, doing samadhi, that is penance. And when at the level of nirvichara samadhi, where you are able to concentrate without even thought, without any content. Sometime how you will concentrate? Either some object you will have in your mind, you will concentrate, or you will have some content in your mind, you will be able to concentrate. But that level of samadhi where you are able to concentrate even without contents. So then what happens? A yogi becomes equipped with Ritambhara Prajya. Ritambhara Prajya means where his intelligence, where his mind imbibes the entire cosmic laws. He is able to know all the laws of this creation. And at that stage, the yogi is able to just realize or know this knowledge of the creation. And what is the knowledge of creation? Ved is the knowledge of creation. So that is why the Darshankar says Veda is the Vak of Brahman. It's the Vak of Brahman, and Brahman is the author of this creation. So who will be the author of the Veda? Brahman can only be the author of a Veda. Because suppose a potter is there, he manufactures a pot. So the knowledge of the pot belongs to that potter. An engineer is there, he develops some machine. So the knowledge of the machine will be that of the engineer himself. So a scientist or any engineer, he cannot create this cosmos. So this universe has been created by Brahman. So the knowledge of this creation will belong to the Brahman himself. It will be his patent It is Brahman's patent. And Veda is the knowledge of creation. So, whose knowledge is the Veda? Veda is the under the authorship of Brahman. That is why our tradition says Veda apaurushyaha. These are apaurush. This knowledge is not human beings' knowledge. Human beings are trying to understand it. The seers, the rishis, they try to understand this knowledge. This knowledge was imbibed by Agni, Vayu, Aditya, and Angira in the form of Vedas. But the later seers, they were trying to understand the meaning involved in the Vedas, the devatas of the Vedas, through Swadhyaya, Samadhi, and all these things. That is why it's not so easy to understand the meaning of the Vedic mantras. In Rig Veda itself, there is a mantra. It says, Utatvaha Pashanna Pashanti. A person seeing the Veda is not able to see it. A person hearing this vak is not able to understand it. We are just seeing this Veda. This creation is the Vedana, but we are not able to understand it, what it is. We hear the vibrations of the creation, but we are not able to understand what this is coming from. So these things are at very deep level, and it's a subject matter of the seers. That is why Yask say Rishir Darshanat. What is Rishi? Who is able to visualize all these things. So he can be the Rishi. That is why we call Maharshi Dayanand is a Rishi, because he could give us the right meaning, right interpretation of these mantras, and it was not possible. Only because he was a great yogi, through samadhi he visualized so many things. So whatever path shown by Swami Dayananda, that is the right path. I can't say that is the final path. That is the right path. And if you will proceed further on that path, because everything could not be completed by him. So if you are able to proceed in this on this path, the subject matter of the Shastras will start revealing to you. You will be able to know the entire process involved into this creation.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Ravi Prakash ji. We can just take two more questions and then we'll be closing off. By Sagar, I'll ask you right after if we have any more questions to say the final thank you. Any other questions before we wrap up? All right, by Sagar, please. By Sagar, who is the chairman of the board of the trustees, will say a final few words.
Thank you very much, Pandit Baraji. Once again, let me take this opportunity on behalf of the Samaj to welcome all of you who are here today for this workshop. All of those who are online, those who are on Facebook or YouTube, we also want to thank you for joining us for this spiritual parsad here tonight. Last but not least, let me thank Dr. Ravi Prakash Arya ji for coming and honoring us this evening with this thought-provoking lecture he gave this evening. You know, you've always inspired us. You've always come, and I tell you, I'm always amazed at what I can learn and what I can get out of these workshops. And I tell you, there's a lot of things I've gained. I raised some of them with you last week Sunday. And one of the things that came out of last week's Sunday's pravachan or workshop in the Gayatri Mantra, and how it fits to the earth and only the earth and this solar system, not outside the solar system. That was very, very, very interesting. I always thought of the Vedas as encompassing not of this solar system, but the entire universe.
Give some illustration about the Chanda system, if you want.
Okay.
That I told.
Sure. We have a few minutes. Can we take another few? All right.
This earth is Hello. This is the earth. And when it moves around the sun, and this earth is tilted at 23 and a half degree, sorry, 23 and a half degree on its axis. So when earth moves around the sun, what happens? This is the equator, 0 degree. So the earth, now the sun is perpendicular on earth, 23 and a half degrees south till 23 and a half degree north. Only this area sun covers. And here the yajna is taking place. And this is the place of Vishnu in Brahmana Grantha. Because the actual sunlight is there. What happened? Actual sunlight is here. So this is the place of Vishnu. In Shatpat Brahman, the story is there, but I won't take too much time. I'll just emphasize upon, concentrate upon it. So what happens? This 23 and a half degree, this is known as line of Capricorn. Capricorn or Makar Rekha we call it. This is line of Capricorn. And this is line of Cancer. We call it Kark. Okay. And this is 0 degree. So on 21st December, sun is here. Sun is here on this line in Makara Rekha. And this is called Makara Sankranti. But we celebrate Makara Sankranti on 14th January. So that is in past some 2000 years ago, that was 14th January, but now it is 21st December. So what happens when the sun is extreme south on 21st December, what will happen then? It will start moving northward. That is known as the period of Uttarayana, northward. It starts going like that. And this Makara Sankranti is also the symbol of Uttarayana. When we celebrate Makara Sankranti, we are celebrating Uttarayana. And this, Shatpat Brahmana says that this is the Gayatri Chanda. This is Gayatri Chanda. This line, the sun's covering on earth, this covering is known as Gayatri Chanda. And Gayatri has 24 syllables. Because this is 23 and a half degree. So syllable cannot be half. So 23 and a half generally in Surya Siddhanta and others, it has been described as 24 degree. So that is why Gayatri Chanda has 24 degrees. Whatever Bhai Sagar was saying, that this knowledge of Veda revealed to the seer on the earth itself. Because the whole Chanda system is based upon this pattern of earth. And this is Jagati Chanda. This is Jagati. And what is this Jagati? Karka Sankranti. And this is again 23 and a half, means 24 degree. So, देखिए 24 degree below, 24 degree up. Total, how many degree? 48. So, Jagati Chanda has 48 syllables. This is the secret of Chandas. Now, after 21st December, on 21st January, sun comes over here, 20 degree south. This is sun comes. And on 18th February, sun comes at 20 degree south. And on 21st March, sun comes at equator. And on 21st April, 12 degree. And on 21st May, 20 degree. And 21st June, this is. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 7 chandas. First one is Gayatri. Then this is Ushanik, Anushtup, Anushtup, Gayatri, Ushanik, Anushtup. Then Brihati. This equator is Brihati Chanda. And there is a mantra in Rig Veda, and the mantra says, Brihatim Adyudha Surya Stapati. When sun comes on the Brihati Chanda, it emits scorching heat. So when sun is on equator, the heat, lot of this summer season and these loos and everything is there. So the mantra says like that, Vrihatim Adyudha Suryastapati. No scholar can translate this mantra because he doesn't know this system, and this equator is the Vrihati system. And Vrihati, then this is Pankati, this is Pankati, this is Trishtup, and this is Jagati. What happens? 48 syllables are there. So every, from this to this, you increase syllables by 4. What will happen? You will come at 48. Gayatri Chand is 24. Then this Ushnik Chand is 28. Then Anushtup Chand 32. Brihati Chand 36. This Pankati Chand 40. Trishtup 44 and Jagati 48. So this is the syllable system of the chandas. So these 7 chandas, that is why I used to say this. Sometime the people think that maybe the human being might have landed on the earth from another planet, but this never happened. But this knowledge, this Vedic knowledge was created here. It revealed to the seers on this earth itself. And this, very interesting thing, I'll share with you. Very interesting thing, let me also share. Our galaxy is there. This galaxy, Milky Way, we call it. So it's a very big galaxy. It is just like a lotus flower. And it has 4 main pellets, just like lotus has its pankhudi, pellets. So one flower is named as Mrigashira Nakshatra. Mrigashira. And in English they call it Orion. This is Mrigashira Nakshatra, known as Orion. And where we are located in this galaxy? Our sun. Our sun is located at Mrigashira point. And the sun is known as a Shiva. Sun is called as a Shiva. And what happens? There is a symbol that the Shiva wears that deer skin. He wears the deer skin. But Vedic seers never killed any animal. And they never wore or had the dress of the skins taken from the animals. So this Shiva wearing that skin of deer means our Shiva, our sun is in Mrigashira Nakshatra. So it has been depicted as wearing the deer skin. That is only the symbol. So we are located here in this our galaxy, in our cosmos. And in this galaxy, Brahma was lotus born. Brahma born in this galaxy itself and on this earth itself. Brahma Kamal Samudra Bhavaha, Kamal, lotus. So that Brahma, the first life in this galaxy, came from this earth. So this is the whole system. Similarly, the 7 swaras, Swaraj, Madhyam, Raivat, Gandhar, the same pattern is there. Different timings every day, starting from 3 a.m. to 9 p.m. Different timings, different swaras are there. These swaras, they are the swaras of sun. And this Panchama Swara is on at 12 o'clock noon. That is known as a Panchama Swara. Panchama means to speak in a very loud voice. During noon period, you have more energy from sun, so you can speak loudly. That is Panchama Swara. Means the Danti. Danti, the Swara is known as Panchama Swara. So these swaras, the entire system is based upon this cosmic system, astronomical system. Gayatri, Ushnik, Anushtup, Brihati, Pankati, Trishtup, and Jagati. 7 chandas.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ravi Prakash Arya, for going over that again, what you did on Sunday. No question in my mind, the Vedas was basically the manual from man to survive on earth. Thank you very much for doing this. Let's give Dr. Ravi Prakash a big hand. In concluding this workshop tonight, we have snacks prepared for everyone. We would like for you to partake in that before you leave. And before we close, Pandit Baraji, maybe we say a little prayer before we leave, before we close. So once again, thanks everyone for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much, Bhai Sagar, प्रोफेसर रवि प्रकाश जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आने के लिए हमारे मंदिर में इस बहुत बहुत interesting lecture के लिए. Let's all join in our little closing prayer. Om Om Udutyam Jata Vedasam Devam Vahanti Ketavaha Drishe Vishwaya Suryam Om Shanno Devi Rabhishtaya Apo Bhavantu Pitaye Shamyorabhisravantu Naha Om Shanti 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 Om. As I said, tomorrow, Dr. Ravi Prakash will be at Arya Samaj USA from 7:30, and also on the 19th of this month, I think it's 3 p.m. US time, he's giving another lecture through the South Africa Arya Samaj. I have that link, that Zoom link. I'll send it out to our ASC group. You can join also. And what was the topic again, Professor G? No, for 19th, the one you're giving through South Africa. Okay, all right. So I'll send the topic is on the flyer I have. Okay, okay, yeah. We're very, very happy to have Professor, a very scholarly person. Was it this year you had that, or last year, this Satyar Prakash Mass, where you have that when you had that 5-day? That was last year? Yes, yes. I don't know how many you joined that event, but if if possible again next year, it's a lot of work. But that was a very scholarly event. Every chapter of this Satyar Prakash was discussed. It was India time, which was 7 a.m. here to 9 a.m. New York time. Some of us were on. So thank you again all. Let's go downstairs. Let's say the mealtime prayer. Om Annapate Anasyano Dehi Anamivasya Shushmanaha Prapradataram Tarisha Urjano Dehi Dvipade Chatushpade Om Shanti 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 Om. Namaste all. Lavina, thank you so much for being here and ensuring this program was streamed on Facebook. Thank you so much, Lavinia. Thank you all so much for coming. As we heard, a refreshment is for all of us down.